Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog. So we're looking at part of the PowerPoint presentation from Hasbro for their earnings for the fourth quarter of 2022 and financial year 2022. And I'm pulling out the Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming segment, which is under Wizards, I believe. And what can we pull up? Revenues are up 5% or 3%, depending on how they are counting the numbers. Again, I spent a number of years as a cop, as a sergeant, involved in CompStat, whether it was for patrol numbers and crime stats, or even misconduct and corruption stats. And numbers don't lie, but you can certainly make them tell different stories. And there's 40 pages of this shit. I'm not going to go through them all. But I'm looking at the Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming segment right now, and revenues are up. Revenue for Wizards of the Coast and the digital gaming segment was 1.287 billion in 2021, up to 1.325 billion in 2022. Now, when they say, it's under monetized, operating profit margin was 40.6%. 40, that's for the year. Let's look at for the fourth quarter. For the fourth quarter, net revenues were up 22%. Operating profit was up 23%. Okay? And the operating profit margin was 30.7%. These are healthy profit margin numbers for most companies, but it's not enough for Hasbro. And why is that? Well, it's because the rest of Hasbro is not doing as well. And we can go, I mean, this PowerPoint presentation makes me want to puke because it is so, oh, look at our snapshot. And again, numbers don't lie, but operating profit as reported, just over 4 million. As adjusted, just over, 400 million. Operating profits adjusted, over 900 million, because there are adjustments that you will make. Earnings per share goes from 146 to adjusted 4.45. That's not a small difference. That's a huge difference in an earnings per share choice. So, fourth quarter, they either lost money, 125 million, or as adjusted, made nearly 270. So, I prefer to look at things unadjusted, just my preference. But you look at this, and I'm going to include links to this. You can look at it yourself. I don't think it's all that beneficial to read much into, except for the pure numbers. But Blueprint 2.0 is interesting, entertaining and connecting generations of fans through play. Engage consumers across games, play, and experiences. Enhance Hasbro's gaming leadership portfolio of high growth, high profit brands. Focus on fewer, bigger brands to engage consumers and delight fans. Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons. Do you see the first two on this list? Comes before Nerf, Peppa Pig, Play Doh, Hasbro Gaming, and Transformers. Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons. That's where they are in their perception. Bigger than Nerf.
Oh.
Bigger than Peppa. Okay, so this is where they are seeing this stuff right now. Here, meaningful progress towards transformation, positioning Hasbro for success, improved adjusted operating profit margin. Wizards of the Coast delivered another record breaking year. Magic the Gathering became Hasbro's first $1 billion brand. Okay, that means bigger than Peppa, bigger than Play Doh. Yes, now they want Dungeons and Dragons to become their next $1 billion brand. So let's actually take a look now at their fourth quarter and full year 2022 Financial results conference call management remarks. This is where um, we have to get Chris Cox coming in talking about Blueprint 2.0 built on fewer, bigger, more profitable brands, yada, yada, yada. Let's look through this and see things that apply to our hobby, Wizards of the Coast. Within our growth initiatives, our direct business comprised of Magic Arena, D&D Beyond, Hasbro Pulse, and Magic Secret Lair was up 15% in 2022. There's going to be a lot more direct business, folks, because they're trying to sell your D&D books now directly. Hasbro Pulse was our fastest growing channel, increasing 70% on robust fan demand across premier industry entertainment properties. D&D Beyond delivered user growth in excess of 20% since we acquired the service in May of 2022. Okay. Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming grew 5% in constant currency, outperforming a games market that by most measures was flat to down. Interesting. Again, Magic was our first billion-dollar brand, a huge milestone, not just for Hasbro, but for the thousands of hobby stores. By the way, those are the same hobby stores that got fucked with those $999 collectible boxes that ruined the aftermarket price of a lot of these out of print, overpowered cards, these very rare cards. But not their concern, right? They play lip service to your friendly local game store, but they really couldn't give a shit. Our growth at Wizards, was not without challenges. Really? By the way, the fastest growing channel for the brand is apparently hobby stores. Sure, and millions of fans who make both Magic and D&D more than just games, but vibrant global communities. Those global communities, global, but unless you're in Brazil, in which case, go fuck yourself. You can see the video on that. I'll put it in the show notes. Um, we navigate significant supply chain disruptions that, while resolved for 2023, compressed our set release schedule in 2022, particularly in quarter four. We were too aggressive in some of our pricing assumptions, notably our 30th anniversary edition of Magic, and pulled back on available supply, impacting fourth quarter results. Lastly, on D&D, we misfired. Okay, folks? They didn't fuck up. They didn't screw the pooch. They misfired on updating our open game license, a key vehicle for creators to share or commercialize their D&D inspired content. Now, this is listen, at least the person who wrote this was more skilled than the person who wrote that first update. After we the community didn't just win, we all won. Wizards of the Coast won too. Our best practice is to work collaboratively with our community when we're forced to, gather feedback when we are forced to, and build experiences that inspire players and creators alike to, I don't know, take a stand against us. That was good. It's how we make our games among the best in the industry. And we have since course corrected, in other words, turned to 180, and are delivering a strong outcome for the community and game. Now, I don't think you want to learn about Easy Bake Oven or For Real Friends, so we'll skip ahead. They talk a little bit about the movie. Fine. We anticipate revenue for the company to be down low single digits for the year, with consumer products down middle single digits, Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming up single digits, and entertainment up low single. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Then they go on, they talk about the movie coming out. This is all the general spiel and deal. Don't think we need to go over too much. Deb Thomas, Hasbro CFO, basically goes over the financials. Again, not a real exciting bit. I know that there are some articles out that condense this. Read into it. I'm not going to read into all that much, except for the fact that they tell you that D&D and Magic the Gathering are undermonetized, and yet their profit margin is 40% for the year. 40%. for the year. If that's undermonetized, if they need to squeeze out more from that goose, I can see why Bank of America was a little upset. So, again, Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming revenues increased 5%, but other parts of the company took some loss. Magic, D&D, and digital remain investment priorities for Hasbro. This is where they still see themselves getting more blood from that stone. And they will do it on the backs of the community and the players and their supporters. It's all about the money, folks. It's all about the money. And yes, I know these reports are generated to address the stockholders, right? The investors. They want to hear about the money. Well, that's what you as a consumer should be looking at too, to get an idea where the companies that make the products that you're interested in are likely going to be going for and aiming for in the future. So I would do suggest you take a peek at this. It's interesting. Maybe you'll enjoy looking at the PowerPoint more. I don't know. But knowledge is power, folks. And remember, numbers don't lie, but they can be presented to tell different stories. It's the way you present them. All I can tell you. Folks, on that note, we'll be back tomorrow with I might do something on the pricing of the Wizards of the Coast bundles. A little inside information that somebody gave me. We can look at what the wholesale prices are, and then from there we can extrapolate what Wizards of the Coast sells to the wholesale distributors, gather what price they're selling that stuff at, and then what they're selling to you as a consumer direct when they bundle with the digital. And you'll be surprised at how much they can to increase their profit margin. I was surprised. Folks, on that note, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. If you are a member of the Tenkar's Tavern Discord community, we do a hangout every Thursday night. Probably not next week because I'll be away at a convention. But we do a hangout Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern in the Speakeasy, and we just chew the shit. Talk about gaming, nerdom, movies, whatever. It's a good time. Maybe I'll see some of you there. All right, folks. Oh, and that link at the bottom of the screen is for the the Humble Bundle Pathfinder 2 bundle. I think the sweet spot is $5. Get the beginner box of Pathfinder 2, the core rules, their creature catalog or monster manual, whatever they're calling it, the bestiary, and at $5, it's a bargain. You can spend more to get more, but I don't think you beat that value. All right, folks. Oh, by the way, if you shopped it at, it's an affiliate link. I'll pin it in the show notes, but your purchases help support the tavern and what we do. Thank you much. I will see you tomorrow. Oh,